Mic check, mic check. All right, let's get this show on the road. Uh, which one is it? So many buttons there. The resolution looks terrible. Mic check. Where is it? Where's the? Is it that one? It's that one. Oh, it is. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Black Man Broadcast. I'm your host, Rap Raven. This is the 150th show. Fantastic. Yes, that's 150 attempts at trying to work with black people to help black people on black issues. How fantastic. Very nice. Oh, yes. So, where are we? Let's go through the traditional intros as we always do every week to week. When it comes to working as a collective with only black people on matters that benefit black issues, black progression, and black ownership, black people are collectively inadequate. Oh dear. Individually, you might find a non black person who shows some kind of camaraderie towards black people. However, collectively, black people have no friends. Oh dear. And last but by no means least, constructive black man with constructive black woman makes a constructive black family. Now you know. We're going to send that link today, have a community discussion. But when you do, please remember the 4D values, which are discipline, dedication, dignity, and discernment. That's very important stuff. And also, if we can minimize or completely eradicate using any derogatory terms and replace them with descriptive terms, that'll be very handy, especially when you're trying to help black people. If you don't know, now you know. So, yeah, what is Black Betterment for those who are new, future new, listened to the show in a couple of years and they never knew? Well, it's black people helping black people on black issues for betterment. That's what it is. It's a lifestyle. This broadcast, this YouTube channel, this however you listen to it in the future time, is to promote the lifestyle of black betterment. That's right. Black people helping black people on black issues. We've got some videos that don't belong to us. We're going to show them, but it's for case study reasons. So hopefully we don't cause any infringements or anything like that. Please don't forget to follow the Black Betterment Building Instagram page. It's there. Feel free to follow it when you can. Blah, blah, blah. And now we are at this week's topic. Very important two topics we're going to cover today. One is let's read them out first. So, why do police mistreat black women in front of their children? Who knows? And are statues of black people more appreciated than black Pacific policies? So let's break those two questions down if we can. Why do police mistreat black women in front of their children? This comes from there was a lady, a sister, who I believe sometime this week was coming off the bus with her child, and I think the police suspected that she might not have had a travel card or some kind of travel permit or something like this. And then they approached her, and then they started to try to arrest her, a manhandler, a woman handler, and her child was there crying, and a lot of the community weren't best pleased, and they're thinking this is something that they've seen before, and they wonder like, do sometimes black women they're not really viewed like other women. We have done some kind of studies on this, like especially when it comes to hospitals and how black women are treated. So it was circling. So we thought we'll at least have a listen and a view, and maybe invite people to talk on their feelings on this. Big up brother Dominic in the panel. Big up there. Bless up family. Big up him as well for recommending today's topics. And the other one is I saw a Emmett Till statue that's happened in America at the moment. That I think the president of America was promoting, and I think that there's always that talk about is the American government or just any government towards black people in general, are they more about more symbolic kind of gestures than actual specific policies that might benefit black people? Is that a strategy where black people are so used to getting so little that you can give them a statue and then they're best pleased? And also, it's the statue itself is by Emmett Till. This is a very tragic story. I think they're making a film about this. I think it'd be good to watch that. But what we've got here, we've actually got a news report and as well a short intro about what actually happened that day. It was a 3-part series on some kind of news channel, but we've just got one part just to keep us up to date of what some might not know about that particular unfortunate event. That no justice has really been given for. But we're gonna start speaking of justice. We're gonna start with the black sister. I don't think I got her name. Maybe it's in the video. And also, I think they blur out. Some people say it's best to blur out her face and the child's face. So I think we've got that particular video just to make sure that people, feel secure and that kind of stuff. So let me see if I can find it here. We're gonna start there. Don't forget to tell a friend we're live. You can watch it anytime, but if you want to join in, you can only do it when we're live. If you didn't know, now you know. Yeah, that's right. Let's see if I can find this video. Give me 17 seconds. All right, where are we? Wrong. Please, let's open that. Because it's text, I'll read out some of the stuff if I can even see it. Oh, is it played? It isn't played. But all right. So let's go back. Sorry, I'm going to read it as I see it. The Met Police have been criticised for showing officers holding a woman. Oh, I'm reading too slow, so let me start again. A woman's arms. So the Met Police have been criticised for footage showing officers holding a woman's arms. And what you can hear is you hear the woman screaming and the child screaming as well. After she was arrested and wrongfully accused of bus evasion. So yeah, they suspected she might be trying to evade the buses, but this was not correct. The woman has been arrested.
Hold on. Why are you arresting her? Why are you arresting her? Why are you arresting her?
See, her brother's trying to get involved. Well done to him.
Let me just stay in the car.
The woman was later de-arrested. That's a word, de-arrested. I don't think I've ever heard that word before. I don't think I've ever been around where I've seen such a thing happen. When it was confirmed that she had paid for the ticket. So isn't that terrible that they had to go through all that and she paid?
What is going on? What?
For those who can't see, they're doing wrestling moves, trying to, I guess, arrest her or something like that. Okay.
Why are they arresting? No.
I think there's someone saying that she didn't actually show the ticket, although she had one. Now, see, so when we watch these things, I remember getting an argument with, I would say a strong debate with many black men. It's probably my party, my birthday year. Talk about political stuff at my birthday, but and it was, well, first of all, we start off whenever we acknowledge that, we are the victims in a lot of this situation, and nothing we say, that's just the first instance. So we're the victims and you can't blame the victims. But what we always say is there is a value in developing a strategy knowing you're a victim. And I think it's almost reminding, like, unfortunately, when the Jewish people were being mistreated by the Nazis, they at a certain point realized that they weren't viewed as equal and that there was a power dynamic. So it was how best to act in this scenario. And I think having best practices could be could be something we should maybe be trying to look for. So every time we see these, we review the scenario that's happened and go, okay, if that happened again, what can we do? Now, we've shown this before with certain scenarios, and there's certain things where there's absolutely nothing you could do. You're going to be harmed, unfortunately. That's just how life is at times. But we can think that, I don't know the scenario, I haven't read it, but if it's true that she did have a ticket, and she might have felt she would be persecuted, or maybe she was in a rush to get somewhere else. She has a right, I guess, to do that. But what I would say is, once you're in front of your child, you want to minimize any kind of back and forth or whatever. You definitely want to do that. But once again, I don't know what happened here. But that's one thing we think about. I think I was talking to my friends one time about being stopped and searched, and as usual, one of my friends and they're being stopped and searched, they want to talk about their rights and they want to get, up and down and all this kind of stuff. And I say, it's not even worth it, mate. Just I think I was nearly fully said, don't fight, don't fuss, don't flee. I think that's what he said. Very good one. Yeah, it's best not to do that. You can definitely take their names if you want to complain, but don't try to agitate anything if you can. I know it's very annoying, but how I get by it myself is I don't expect to be treated with any kind of dignity. You know, I don't expect that, and I sound that's very strong, but I don't. And we live in a world that has been built upon racism and anti-black sentiments. So you're going to come across it, if not. And yeah, it's about being trying to be one step ahead when you can, and minimize harm to yourself and your loved ones. And sometimes it is about don't fuss, don't fight, don't flee. But yeah, so let's carry on seeing where this unfortunate tale goes.
Is that a son?
And they're now showing the child crying.
What the
Also, if we can, as adults, try not to use profanity in front of children. I know it's hard, very hard, almost impossible, so many. But if we could, that would be very helpful.
Can you tell me what she's done, please? No.
He said no. The police officer didn't want to tell him what was going on.
Why not? It's my sister. It's my sister.
Well done to the brother there, jumping in.
What's she done?
Have you scanned it or not? No. Right. Please scan your. All you need to do is scan your card.
The man is actually hurting me.
Over a
I am. This is what you don't do. I haven't done anything. Can you get him off me, please?
Why are you handing her like that? Woman. She's a woman. She's a woman. Oh, Becca, go over there. Don't hold her like that. Look how they're treating her.
I think there's a value in us trying to review these videos and try to think of like, if we were there, how could we best, you know, it's always hindsight, whatever. But just these things happen quite frequently. So many scenarios. Like, is there a best case practice we could do to try to minimize all this kind of confusion and child trauma and also woman trauma? You know,
Woman, disgrace. Disgrace. No.
yeah, saying yeah, I'm suspecting it definitely wasn't his sister, but he's talking in a way to just give some assurance to the officer that he's trustworthy to try to represent her in trying to find some kind of just outcome.
I know that my sister is being manipulated and manhandled by two men. That's what I can see. No need for that.
When someone's believed to commit a suspicion of offence,
What offence is that?
fair evasion.
Huh?
Because she hasn't supplied her ticket.
Fair evasion on a bus. That's what this is over. Really?
What do you
Wow.
expect me to do with it?
Wow.
Walk off.
Wow.
Pay your fare?
And you got nothing better to do with your time.
Pay your fare. I've heard that numerous times. It gets old, sir. Do you pay your fare when you get on a bus or a train?
I don't get a bus.
You don't get a bus. Okay.
I think the police are trying to talk to the man. I don't know what, trying to make some kind of scenario of paying for your fare.
Yeah. Her son. Look at her son. Look at her son.
Never good. Never good. So, have you ever been in a situation like yourself? How would you have handled that? Remember, when we try to do these things, we never want to do victim blaming, but we do want to present a kind of method of minimizing pain, anxiety, and persecution if possible. And it is hard. And sometimes it's being aware that, you know, you're kind of in a system that doesn't necessarily view the same as everyone else. It's very good to be aware. Awareness is very good. I've put the link, by the way, for the actual show. So if you wish to jump in and have a say about that particular thing, you can. Are you a woman that's been, or a man? But today we focus on the ladies. But if you're a man, or if you have an opinion, jump in. You know how best to minimize those kind of things. Has happened to you. If you wish to speak about it, by all means, jump in. You're welcome, as long as you're constructive. We're going to now move on to the second part where we're talking about statues and symbolic gestures, but we're going to look at the unfortunate story of Emmett Till. But first, we're going to start on a news report about a new statue that they've made in America. I don't know what. Maybe it was. I'm trying to think why. They'll probably say why they've actually done this in the. Is that it? Hold on. That is not it. Is it this one?
And it's a Betterment Broadcast.
Trying to. Did I actually do the? Oh, mate. Oh. Hold on. Did I not? I'm trying to think if I did the wrong ones.
And it's a Betterment.
Oh yeah, this is a BBC one. There you go. Because it's black and white. Sorry about that. I think I found it. Let's have a sneak peek by boutique of this. Here it is. Put it in.
And if the death of my son can mean something to the other unfortunate people all over the world, then for him to have died a hero would mean more to me than for him just to have died.
The words of the mother of Emmett Till, a 14-year-old black boy who was brutally murdered by white supremacists in Mississippi in 1955. It was her bravery in deciding to have her son's casket laid open to allow his mutilated body to be seen in public that did much to galvanize the civil rights movement in America, and why today President Biden is proclaiming a national monument in his and her honor.
He just wanted to go on vacation and have fun with his cousins.
Emmett Till was visiting cousins over the summer in the deeply racially divided state of Mississippi, a story that's been immortalized in this recent Hollywood movie. His mother, Mamie, had sent him off on the train with a warning to be careful around white people and show respect wherever he could. So when the young Emmett allegedly wolf whistled towards a white female shopkeeper, his friends were stunned.
I want to talk to you about that boy.
They've come for you. The shopkeeper's husband snatched Till away, and 3 days later his tortured and beaten body was recovered from the Mississippi River, where he'd been shot and drowned, a weight tied round his neck with barbed wire. But amid her grief, his mother was determined to bring about change and, in her words, to let the world see that hatred and racism had killed her only son. It says much about how politically divided today's America is that its Democratic president, Joe Biden, has decided to declare a national monument to Emmett Till so that the pain and shame of the past is never forgotten and informs its present, while senior Republicans like Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida and the man who wants to be America's next president, is busy trying to rewrite the way that race is taught in schools so that white students aren't made to feel shame and guilt and distress about the past.
At a time when there are those...
Very, a lot of good things to unpack there. So obviously, they're making a statue to remember the past, not repeat it. But for many years, and up until a few years back, the people who killed Emmett Till were still free and they weren't charged. So remember, this is white people or white supremacists getting on code and looking after their own, from the very bottom to the very top. And this is why you have to understand how symbolic gestures work and why it's necessary for black people to practice unity, because that's kind of the only way you're going to really build with this kind of historical bias that seems to be around. Those
who seek to ban books, bury history. We're making it clear, crystal clear. For only with truth comes healing, justice, repair, and another step forward.
See, they'll never really... Did he mention justice? Let me go back. Did he mention justice? Hold on, let's say that.
Comes healing, justice, repair.
So what was the justice that happened for the young 14-year-old who was murdered? What was justice? Was it the statue?
That's and another step forward toward forming a more perfect...
And we start the show by saying, collectively, black people have no friends. Very important quote there.
Union. We got a hell of a long way to go.
Has America moved on, in your view, from the lynching of Emmett Till?
Yes, we moved on, but the problems still are here because some people believe that the country must remain a white nation.
The Republicans would say that simply isn't true. That is just continuing to harken back to a past that, yes, was ugly, but let's move forward together as a united nation.
Yeah, and they're lying, they're gaslighting us. If we're going to be better people, we have to tell the truth about who we are. And until we do that, we will find ourselves on this racial hamster wheel.
A hamster's wheel that Emmett Till's mother, enacting so bravely after the lynching of her son nearly 70 years ago, tried so desperately to destroy.
So that was just a Channel 4 news report there. We're just using that to show that symbolic gestures seems to be a very big thing that happens, especially in America, but generally all over the world, when it comes to trying to get justice for black people. we're gonna now. I've posted a link. If you wish to jump in, the two topics today are why do police mistreat black women in front of their children, and are statues of black people more appreciated than black Pacific policies? And we're gonna watch. This is a 5 minute or so video about what happened to Emmett Till. Very important we understand that. The reason we're trying to do it is because it's part of the education of letting people but is a statue enough? No, I don't think a statue is where we're observing symbolic kind of strategies. We see a lot in the States, but it's this kind of thing where black people need a certain thing to progress that's afforded to other people groups, but rather than give black people those things, they find heart-filled kind of like whimsical solutions that are more symbolic. So we're now going to recognize that, many years ago, a young black boy was murdered brutally, and we're going to acknowledge that. But they're not going to talk about justice. They're not going to talk about policies. They're not going to say how they're going to prevent, modern day lynching, this kind of stuff, or even cops just murdering black men, whatever. And this is what I'm saying about black people. That collectively, black people have no friends. It's very important. The only real solution is any form of like B1, Black Betterment, Pan-Africanism, a philosophy or lifestyle that makes black people naturally look to black people for solutions, and seeks out like-minded black people to practice black economics, black love, and black ownership. Regardless of where you go, whether you're a minority or majority in the place, it's something that is very beneficial. Unfortunately, black people have been trained not to do that because black people, unfortunately, are collectively inadequate. But what you observe is many other people groups don't do that. And the idea is to create scenarios where we can train black people the value of being black first, you see. So let's not go to that. If anyone wants to jump in, feel free to link. Oh, I haven't actually pinned it up. So have I posted it too? So while I play this video, I'll see if I can post it on the other thing. So it's at the top. But let's now play it. Oh, I can't find it. Let me play it now. Feel free to jump in. Today I'm extremely tired today. I've been working quite hard. So if people don't jump in, we might only have a very short show, but I'm sure people will jump in. So let me just quickly find that 5-minute, 6-minute documentary, part 1. What is that? That is not what it is. Or is it? So interesting. What he was saying is, because he was aware of the threat and aware where he was, they had a codified way of behaving to minimize death. And unfortunately, it might seem that Emmett Till never had this by being raised in another place. And I think we'll look at that today as like how, when you're not equal, and you're not treated equal, and your life might be at threat. Like, is there a benefit in having codified ways of behaving? Let's carry on listening. Let's see. We are some of the comments we have are for the statue, so I'll bring them out afterwards. Remember that. What? So we'll just for those who knew, we're looking at our unfortunate sister who was apprehended, manhandled by the police, a few days back, and we just got some comments there. So, whilst I agree that she should have shown a ticket, the police officer should have, de-escalate the situation, especially knowing her child was present. I agree. I agree with that. If she was white, they would have acted with more empathy. Some people do say that. I can't disagree with that. The Met Police, knowing that they themselves have determined that they've got issues, have got to handle situations with awareness of the history with the black community. And this is from there you go. Things are raining. Many babies won. Until then, it's us against them. And then now we've gone to the statues now, which is what we're talking about today in America. Woke up this week. They put up a statue of Emmett Till, the young black boy who was murdered by white supremacists, and no one was charged. Democrats love symbols, virtual signals. They're not allies. During Civil War, white Southern Democrats were still very much pro-slavery and was sometimes called the white man's party. There you go. So let's carry on. Listen, if you want to jump in, the link should be stuck up the top. We could talk about the what do you call it? We can talk about, have you yourself been manhandled by the police, or how can we try to minimize challenges when it comes to the police, and if you were that woman in that scenario, how would you have done things different, if at all? And then we would also talk about symbolic gestures as well. We're going to talk about, but the link is in the actual thing at the top, stuck. So feel free to jump in. Today might be a 1 hour or a 40-minute show, depending on who jumps in or not. But we got this video to watch, and then I think I'm trying to download another video based upon the sister. There was a rally. Looks like Sister Afro Rose, as she did, jumped up and did a small thing, which is well done to the sister there. That's why it's important that you've got to let people know the surrounds you're in. It's very important, and I'm sure they knew that then, that collectively Black people have no friends, and you've got to have codified ways of behaving to try to minimize death and confusion.
So let's go.
I'm not going to play part 2 and part 3, but basically it was the story of what happened to Emmett Till. We're talking at the moment. They've made a statue to. Can you hear me? Hello. It hasn't been cut, is it? No, it says it's live. No, I hope not. Okay. Hold on. If you can hear me, just put a 1. I think what is going on? Is my phone kicking off as well? It's some kind of Terminator Skynet thing happening. If you can hear me, family, just push a 1. If anyone's live, just let me know. I can actually check myself, to be honest. Hold on. Well, it seems like it's working. Let me put a smile. Put a smile. Seems to. I don't know. Well, it says live. Anyway, well, yeah, we're looking at Emmett Till, and we've got that. We just played the part 1 of a 3-part narration drama, I guess, a narration retelling. And we're looking at, because obviously, well, it's two ways. We're looking at one, that they're now making a statue for Emmett Till. They're now making a statue. I'm just checking that it's working, because I'm a bit concerned that maybe it's not, which is a problem. Hold on. Give me 14 seconds. It seems it's still live. Hold on. Yep, looks like it's still live. Oh, stream unavailable. Ah, man, that's mad. End stream.